Hello all my Kenvians and welcome to a new episode of Discovering Steven Universe. Today I'm going to be watching the second in 5 episodes of this StevenBomb, apparently, Adventures in Light Distortion. And again, this is the second episode. In the previous one, Greg got abducted by Blue Diamond. Holy crap. And I really just don't want to waste any time. Let's get right into this and figure out what the heck's going to happen, if they're going to be able to catch up with them in time, and just basically what's going to happen next. Because I'm very, very interested to find out. Let's go in 3, 2, 1.
Going into space, and we're not coming back without Greg.
I forgot they still had that. Paradigm!
Trackers are tracking sensors. Alright, how much further till we get to...
Hi! Hi!
Sorry, Rubies.
We should
In approximately 70 human years. Just in time for Greg's 110th anniversary of being alive. Pearl, my dad's... Oh yeah, she said
2 things.
reality.
1, that's
I'm
insane.
sure she was exaggerating. It
2,
probably just alters the definition of speed by manipulating...
the animation and drawing looks weird in this episode.
Have on organic matter. It might flatten... Are you guys okay? No. Like that.
The gravity warp seems...
Okay.
This is going to end poorly.
Maybe this one.
Uh-oh.
I think I found the off switch.
Oh.
Guys.
Oh my god. They've gone to ludicrous speed.
Dad. I want my dad.
Oh no.
I just want my dad.
Why ride too much? Amicus liked it.
I never thought I could stretch so far. I think I got a phase through planet.
What you did? Got us to the city.
Yeah,
And only 70 human years ahead of schedule.
I'll see you really soon, Dad. I hope.
Okay. Oh, you already got me, eerie music. You already got me, believe me. Jeez, okay. Upon reflection, I do see a little bit of parallel here. I wanted to hurry up and get into this episode. I didn't waste any time at all between watching that last one and starting this one, and I still felt a bit discombobulated, like I didn't have all my thoughts together going into this episode, so it was... it's not that a lot didn't happen, it's like a lot happened, but strangely it did feel strangely slow-paced at times, or again, maybe it's just my mind going too fast or whatever. But that entire episode was very interesting for a few reasons. First of all, I feel like the animation was off in this episode. Like, I know that it can vary from episode to episode depending on what team is doing the animations and the storyboards, but I think particularly whenever we had the close-ups on Pearl, there was this distinct older style to them. Like, the way that they were drawn looked much more like how the crystal gems were drawn much earlier in the show, which isn't a bad thing, but it's definitely a stark contrast to sort of the average of what we get in this show. So yeah, that was just that was a real, not off-putting exactly, it was just very strange for me. I guess that's the best way to put it, is it felt very strange. But aside from that, one thing that really stood out to me was the music that was playing when Pearl was talking about the human zoo. It was just kind of background noise, but at the same time, it just had this really, like, it was energetic, but not like, yeah! It was this sort of like, this almost kind of light, boppy, serious, but with energy, kind of sound to it. It was really good. And then I don't even know if you would call it music, just the noise going on when they went faster than the speed of light in that ship. When not only did the gems disappear, or apparently just like they couldn't keep up with the ship, but like Steven was struggling to hit the panel, and like the noise there, it was creepy and moody, and it fit the situation perfectly because it had this intensity to it that was just like, something needs to happen, but it's not happening. It's like Steven just can't get there. And what's going to happen? It's like, it's the feeling of the unknown. It was so good. But, yeah. So yeah, I really don't know what I'm fully talking about when I say this episode was slow-paced. Really, I think it's just that I haven't fully caught up in my processing from the previous episode where we were introduced to Blue Diamond. But I think that this episode overall, just because of everything that happened, what Steven went through when he thought that he had lost everyone, and after the previous episode, like actually crying his own tears, not just something that's brought on by Blue Diamond, and just that entire situation, and like they're going beyond light speed, and then they come to the stop right in front of the zoo, and it does feel a little bit like it's helped me to sort of recalibrate myself, and going into this next episode, Gem Heist, I feel more at an even keel. Like I'm not rushing ahead like the end of the first episode left me. So yeah, let's see, anything else I wanted to talk about with this episode? Oh yeah, in regard to Lapis and Peridot, and I guess Connie, because even Steven said, protect, was it protect the Earth, or protect Beach City while I'm gone, and then Garnet said the same to Lapis and Peridot. So I'm curious if maybe after all of this is over, after this entire adventure is over and we get back to Earth, we'll get to see what happens while they're gone, like while the Crystal Gems and Steven are gone. That we'll get to see an adventure of Connie, Lapis, and Peridot. And maybe Lion, because Lion's still on Earth. And Pumpkin, because Pumpkin's there too. Oh, but yeah, I'd be really interested to see that. Or if nothing else, maybe by the time they get back, it's like stuff's already happened, and Connie and Lapis and Peridot like tell everybody what happened from their own perspectives, and we have sort of that weird kind of episode where the same story is being told by different people and it changes each time. I don't know. Rambling, as always. But yes, I am ready to get into Gem Heist, and yeah, I'm going to get right into it after finishing this video. But everyone, thank you so much for being here for this episode of Discovering Steven Universe. I forgot to say this at the end of the last video, but please leave your thoughts on this episode and what I've had to say in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this, especially if you have any different feelings about this. Like, do you feel like I'm being a bit unfair when it comes to the animation or anything else in that regard? And also, if you would like to see the upcoming episodes before they go public on YouTube, I will be putting them up or uploading them to YouTube as soon as I finish editing them. And during that time, if you are a patron over at patreon.com/PapaKennMedia, there's a link in the description down below. For as little as $1 a month, you'll be able to get access to episodes like these and others ahead of time before they go public on YouTube. So, yeah, if that interests you at all, go check that out. But as always, everyone, I'm repeating myself here, but thank you so much for being here for this episode of Discovering Steven Universe, and I will see you on the next one for Gem Heist.